introduction. Welcome everybody to the WBC Podcast, episode 2. We going around the table. We got expert opinions combined with expert entertainment, and definitely some interesting conversation. So, welcome to the family. Appreciate y'all being here.
Yeah, we don't know. We all got certain things we ain't got to yet in terms of our development and where we're going.
I can tell you this, Haas, Haas and Mac for sure. I've always, along with like some other people in our circle, but I've always had a deep respect for y'all two is just holding down marriage. Family life, still handling y'all's business, and so
knowing what we was,
yeah, right. Nah, I'm just saying. I know y'all brothers, man, and so to see when you talking about like when the time comes, and this is where I believe that like where IG is talking about, because I think about it no more than like me and Mac being roommates and Talia being about to be born, and the time coming. I mean, that's a traumatic situation.
No snooze,
don't get, it's on, and so a decision had to be made, and then the decision is made, and so but it wasn't like before that motherfucker knew how we was living wasn't right. All the way up until, but then something happened, and that's where I say like I think that the ultimate goal, because like we talking about like teaching like our players, or if you do like we got kids and whatnot, how do you leave that example for them?
There we go.
Because
I think that's two parts though.
Is effed up, because I always be careful with all examples having to be perfect, because I remember Leon McKenzie telling me some stories about how sometimes you try to do so many things right that you forget that some of the struggles that you had is what made you who you are. And so and then when you're trying to pass that on to your kid or to someone who you're trying to have who you got to
perfect.
How sometimes they need to be able to connect to some of your struggles, because that is real. And because you can't really, it's hard to get away from that. I mean, we all, the whatever that life is, whether it's hanging out late, doing the thing, and then getting up the next morning if you're lucky, because that staying out all night is finna mess up that morning. It's nothing but choices. So but we all is conscious of them, man, and that's why I always say like everything to me is on a 51-49, man. I mean that, because I don't think that like very seldom is it like just 100%, and then you able to actually put your actions to your damn words 100%. Very seldom, man. And then I think that the fact that people get so caught up in that it leads to like embarrassment or self-embarrassment. So like if you were a former athlete, like I'm digging to myself, and I'm going like, so like some of the whys, like why don't I damn do it? And I know, you know what I'm saying? And like, so I'm like, myself, I got I say time. That's one BS excuse. I could say
barriers.
Like I got a billion barriers, man, but I know that it ain't as easy as it once was. Because at one point when you're younger, it came a little easier. But that's BS excuse. It's so I could come with all kind of stuff off the top, but what really the number one thing is when I think back on it is that never had a genuine connection. Was just doing it. It was easy, or it was a coach telling me I had to do it or something like that. And so like when you talking to like the kids that we work with or our kids or whatnot, I think like what IG said, what you doing is way more powerful than what you're saying in a lot of damn ways. And like I think about how many of my coaches was in tip top shape.
Right.
No, that's why I'm saying it's
how
two
many of my
parts,
coaches
man. It's
seriously,
two parts
man,
to it. I think
all life. And
in terms of trying to move this forward, I think we all agree that we're in the pass it on phase. You know, we're in the phase of it's important for us to be able to give what we've learned and earned through these years on to the next generation. And the best way to do that is that's the second part, living in your own truth on and walking that walk, because whatever our message is, we could be absolutely correct in everything that we're saying, but the impact and the veracity that it is going to hit somebody with is going to be affected by what you're doing yourself and what you know you're able to display or let them observe. And that's why I say it's two parts to where, number one, our own journey, what the barriers are. And I always look back, even though we can't go back and do it again, like what would have took at those ages. And then we still got to live, we're here in this reality. So what is it now? What barriers, whether they're illusions or real, I mean, you know, why not? But then what are the barriers as we're passing it on? Or what's the most effective way as we're passing it on to get someone to get this level of understanding we're talking about, this higher vibration of what we're talking about at a younger age, at younger ages, because there's a reason why we didn't do it. And lastly, that's part of that programming. And that's why we have these urges to do it's like the surface level of what they're presenting to us. That's part of the programming. Even chasing, even what we was doing on the island. I mean, it was programming to be in pursuit of girls on that level, you know, and that was in terms of programming for what we're eating and the food and what's presented as this is great, or this is exciting, or this is, you know, you're doing like this. And that's what people are led in that direction. So what is it going to take for someone, as we're passing this on, to get that vibration at a younger age through the BS programming? You know what I mean? And that's why I say it's two parts.
Respond to that.
Absolutely.
First and foremost, everything starts in the home. Okay. But the moment we walk out the home, we are bombarded with information, with programming. From the moment we drop them off to school, to the commercials and everything that we see. So the way a human being learns is through what they see and what they hear and what they feel, the senses. Okay. But what you see first is the ultimate dictator of your reality, of your perception. So that's why visual is important. Now, if in order to get this implemented, instilled into the fabric of our youth, our generations at younger ages, these models, these principles have to be modeled at home, okay, by the authorities at home, okay, the mother, the father. The foundations like this, if we don't understand that and we don't see that, because we model what we see, when we follow suit with that which we are being programmed with, first at home and then out in the world. So if the foundation at home ain't even stronger than the programming that's being put out in the world, it'll take a long time, if at ever. And if it's not coming from the home, like the mother, the father, see, I know this because now, after understanding and knowing and reflecting on my own personal situation, my father wasn't modeling these things. His concerns and things were about other things that I should know as in regard to being in this world, but not in regards to who I am, what I am, and what this shit really is. So if you can't get it at home, where you learn first, that's ground zero where you learn first. And then the parents let the kids out into the world and then they get influenced as they come back. Yeah. If you don't got that foundation there, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be something random, like, you know, maybe I need to be in the vibration already, and then I gotta wait for that right perfect thing to click the switch, and then I have to be ready to receive. It's so many factors. So us as men, Black men, melanated men, that's why it is important, okay? Mm-hmm. When I hear y'all talk and say about all the excuses and these and that, the things that people do or say as a means to not change, okay? But yet they don't understand the gravity that comes with that decision, as if they are responsible for carrying and raising of a young life. You are now going to perpetuate the same responses, the same habits, the same behaviors, okay, into that young generation, because you're going to model the shit that you're asking questions about, but ain't got to yet. And then they're going to see, and they're going to go out and follow suit. So
same thing our parents did to us.
Well,
exactly.
Beyond
all of that is work.
How many of the kids?
And this is when I came to understanding, realization. That's another thing. I got angry. I got emotional because I felt like a small letdown. Nigga, my mom and my dad let me down, in a sense, as it pertains to being a Black melanated dude in this country, in this existence. All of this is so important. And if you ain't coming with none of that, but you got all the book smarts, everyone love you, you get this and that, and sports and accolades, man, that shit don't mean a goddamn thing. In the true essence of a Black man that'll go out in the streets and get murked, you know what I'm saying, just for being him.
But do you say that in all those situations, like,
are we gonna be parents that continue to perpetuate the same, or do we make the change? Because you have to be the change you want to see in the world, and you have to learn self so that you can draw strength from self, so you don't got to draw from no external Jesus or no spouse or no nothing.
Was like, there a part where you say that the parents did the best that they could?
More than anything, and I cannot fill your cup until I fill mine. If my cup is empty, if my cup is tainted, all I'm gonna do is fill you with the same juice, the taint that I got, or the same emptiness that I got. You see? So it is important for us to learn self. Very important, because none of us was taught that growing up. None of us.
No.
But you also got to think too that
we were taught a lot of stuff, not these things. And we were taught those things for a lot of various different reasons, because like when you look back like at your folks, you know, I mean, I think, like, again, we can look at all of us and say the jobs of parenting, I say first is to kind of be around, be there. Again, that's one of the things that I give Haas and Daniel a lot of credit for, just as especially Black dads, being there, man, for the kids, because I know that I look at my mom and dad, and I've had to tell like my cousins who had a whole lot rougher lifestyle than I did growing up, but I was around them a lot. They didn't have both of their folks, and when they would get irritated at their mom or dad because their mom or dad, you know, wasn't doing what my mom and daddy wasn't doing, you know. I remember saying to them, man, and thinking to myself that your moms and dad, they got it honestly, and I only can believe that they trying to do their best, man. And because now me as a parent, you know, I'm damn so far from perfect. I got some stuff that I definitely inherited from my parents, and all of it ain't good. And so But it's honest though. I got it honestly, and and so it's like I think that it's a way of kind of having like empathy for, you know, for the process and understanding that the process it ain't easy for nobody. It's tough for. I mean, you think about how long it took us, or even you, to get to being just what we're talking about one aspect of it, a vegan. It took some time, and it took a lot of, something happening and soul searching, and so like for to try to get to other aspects of like that journey of like really being true to self, being true to I think that that financial well-being is a part of it. And when I say that, I mean more like being having access to the basic bare necessities of life. If you don't have the bare necessities of life, what I've seen in life is that people start to compromise what they know is right, and to me, that's something that is, unfortunately, I don't believe that that's by accident. I think that's totally by
institutionalized racism, yes, has forced Black melanated people
that's the hard part
where situation to be more thirsty than to be thinking with this. You're right.
That empathy.
Well, a lot of the kids we work with have situations that we can't control. Like, I definitely feel like I got more control with mine, and I feel more accountability when I think I'm right or I'm wrong and what I'm displaying to them. But in terms of volume of what we work with, in terms of trying to pass this on, we work with kids where we don't have that control most of the time, and there are different levels of what they have at home. So what we're passing on, ideally, that's why I said, what would it take, even if it ain't there at home, for a kid that we're dealing with to get that sooner? Like, we don't have control at home.
What are you talking about? You do control you. You either say that's what you want to be about and do, and you start becoming that, or you keep talking in a circle like, oh, well, we ain't got control of me. How can we get you still looking for something external instead of looking internal?
No, I'm talking about having that influence.
That's because you're 5149.
I'm talking about
you want to see.
No, that's the okay, that's what I'm saying. And then to get that 100% on it, when we don't have control of their home life. I'm not talking about me right now. I'm talking about kids that have their own situations, kids that we work with, and we're trying to pass this on to them. That's what I'm talking about right now. And so for them to be able to get that, absolutely, it's saying what we do control is me. And now I can do that in terms of them. Can we go beyond that and have the influence on their home situation through what they're seeing at home, and still be able to give this to them at the earlier stage? But like I think what Earl was saying, people end up receiving this at different phases, and ideally, I'm thinking we can plant a seed where we may not even see what they're going to grow into. You may inject something into their life through them seeing you, through what you told them, through whatever the means are, and they take it in at whatever age, and then it really sprouts 5-10 years later. You know what I mean? So
that's how most people
are. That's what I'm trying to.
Right, but
I'm trying to direct that to where
it takes time,
tangible things to get it to them, to where they can sprout that, and really, even if they don't get it to later, but really ingest it and really take that in.
At the
age, because we know there's truth that we have that we can.
Right, what the age and everything that you dealing with in the group, and I would say the demographic, especially, you dealing with Daniel over where you teaching that, there's only so much you can control. And I think in terms of when we go back to the home life, like IG was talking about, the only thing we know we got total control of is ourselves and our offspring right now. That's all we got control over.
Absolutely.
So we can't, until we, like, for instance, how you saying reach out to them, you can't really reach out to them until you bought in all the way. Once you bought in all the way, then you could say, okay, I see what, then you, your kids, your family, if you reach one kid, that's great, but you can only focus on your immediate circle, family, and whatnot. And so, yeah, we would love to be able to reach the masses and whatever we do, but we can't.
Man, that's my dog. Anyone got a problem, let me know.
But real quick though, going back to where we talked about, again, the family piece of it, like Earl said, you got to realize our parents and our grandparents, we talking about 1 or 2 generations away from slavery and not reading and education and all that. So there's only so much information they could even share with us. And so our parents learned what they learned from their parents, which was 1 generation from slavery. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so we was eating pig feet, chicken feet. Nigga. They didn't even know meat on chicken feet. You know what I'm saying? We eat that. We eating stuff that we shouldn't be eating as a people. But for us in our generation where we're at, to have so much knowledge and information, I do agree that having this knowledge and information now, especially with our generation, a generation maybe right a little bit above us, we ain't got a reason not to say, okay, this makes sense. We need to make these changes. But again, just like the programming, our programming starts when we leave the hospital as a newborn and you go into the household. That's when your programming starts.
Absolutely.
You know, if your family's, if your mama and your daddy say, hey, we're gonna drink this milk. This is what milk does a body good. Milk does this, milk does that. Exactly. For me, I at first, we finally taken milk out of our home after a while, but it took me, of course, being the head of my household, saying, I ain't drinking no more milk. I'm not drinking no more milk. And then my kids started not drinking. Then my kids stopped drinking milk.
Trickle down.
And then now, because me and Celeste was like, I'm buying milk. Milk does this, milk does that. But now, Celeste go to the store and don't buy milk.
We're the only species on Earth that drink milk from another mammal.
Only species. Only species.
Only species on Earth.
Hey, see, I be hating again. I ain't gonna even preface it, because if you know me, you know where I am with it. This was all taught. This is all part of colonialization. Okay, we were brought here. We had a totally different way of life, a totally different spirituality, a totally different way of getting down. We was given Jesus. We was given soul food. We was given, and we actually fought to acclimate to the way that they live.
And they took that from our shit.
So everything that we have is an offset of that which we are a part of. So at Haas, man, you just been hitting the nails on the head, dog. Like, that's why I think it's so strongly important to reach. Like, I've been focusing my message towards Black men, because Black men are the head of the household. This is the masculine, feminine balance dynamic that you two actually are images of. And like they said too, I always, give y'all props on that, because whatever outside everything else, even within this toxified shit that we live in, y'all have maintained that. But now when you telling me you understand that principle of being the leader of your household and the changes that you make and see deemed fit to be beneficial for you, trickle down to the rest of your seeds and your wife and everything else within that household, that structure. So, man, it's the choice be free. The knowledge is free, but the choice is yours. So the longer that you wait, Earl, because I heard him ask the question, like, how do we get to that? And Daniel, of not filling up your cup and taking charge in that, you see, because the faster you expedite your cup filling, your knowledge filling, and you start to change, it's going to change for the better for your people. You're now going to start putting weapons on their belt that they are going to be able to utilize for the rest of their life. The positive weapons, not just weapons of the world. You see what I mean? So
that personal challenge comes in, because I guarantee that there's things where we would all say, well, I know for me, I would say I'm not perfect at. And that's where, like, being honest, if I'm talking about the best version of me,
perfect.
if I'm No, but
I
we're
ain't
striving.
perfect.
No, that's what I mean. But we're striving to, right? That's the
That
we're
damn sure gotta be
striving.
what we talking about
That's
is
what we're
striving.
striving
The
to.
truth,
And
man.
so
All
that's
that
what I'm
shit
saying.
is water
No,
under the bridge. Either you trying to get to the other side, or you stand there talking about
that's
the
what
shit
I'm.
that's passing
You
up
ain't even gonna
underneath
hear
you.
me. You ain't even gonna hear me. That's what I'm saying.
But are we
That's
striving?
what
I
I
don't
mean
think we
by
striving.
what
I don't think we
perfect
strive to
is.
be perfect.
No, because
I
every
ain't.
choice.
It
No,
ain't about
it's
being perfect.
Right. I know.
No,
Right.
no,
you don't try to hear me. You ain't even
I
trying
don't,
to hear me. What I'm saying is, once we learn what truth or what right is, we're trying to be truth and what right is. Now, if you're trying to be truth and right, then you're striving to be like truth and right is perfect. You're trying to be that. Now, on the journey of being that, of course, I don't expect nobody to be perfect. I'm saying what we're striving to be. We're trying to be true and right. And now on that journey of true and right, there's bumps in the road. And there's going to be things that I know that I say, like the best version of me, I probably wouldn't be doing even trees. Like the best version of me to be able to say where I project what I would always want to project. Like there's things I gotta check myself on. And
Those are the
that's where
things that subconsciously in the back of our minds stop us from making change because you truly know it. See, a lot of us
no,
walk
that's the
around
process. No,
understanding
I
that
didn't say
you know
that.
trying to play like and because we know
That's the
once you become
process.
aware and then you become responsible. And if you make that decision, that could be your
I
evolution.
mean,
Maybe, maybe not. But
there's
you
different
feel that so much.
and that's what I mean about being relative, because to everyone there's going to be something where I'm striving for this. I know this is true and right, and I'm on the path of a lot of true and rights. Like I'm on a like it ain't like every true and right that comes in my face and I'm making choices day by day, moment by moment. I'm going the other way even though I know it's right. Like there's so many right choices along this path, but along my path of getting better and being relative to the best version of myself, like there's things along I know that I'm not
hey, check
that.
this
I
though.
know
Hey,
I bump myself in the
like,
head.
say for this, because I think this is kind of like where, to me, to where this is all going, is that I remember Les Les having me listen to some Martin Luther King albums and stuff, and one of the things that he was saying in it is that the biggest, the greatest sin in the world is guilt by admission.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say the other one.
Nah, but guilt by admission. And he's like, and that's when you know something and you don't speak out about it.
It's a lot
But
of people out here living
or
like that.
do it. And I'm saying like that's where I think that for me, like knowing something is like where you 100% connect to it. Like there's very few things, and that's where I go. I give people, and along with people myself, the benefit of doubt, but really I use it for other people when I talk about 5149 because I'm going on their journey wherever they're at on that pendulum. Um, I can't tell them like that they have that they're guilt by admission because it's on them to be able to say that I knew that and that's what I connected with. Because just hearing it ain't good enough. Like we all didn't heard through, like we talk about, like through sports and basketball. We probably didn't have that coach to tell us, "Hey man, you want to go make some money and go to the league, make 1,000 3-pointers a day." So you hear it, but you connected to it is something totally different. And so until we have that connection to it, and a lot of times to me that connects to it because it wasn't like I didn't care about basketball. It wasn't like I wasn't investing in basketball because all those things. I mean, I'm with basketball for life, but
Right.
some of those things, and especially at that moment in your life when it's crucial, and you don't connect to it more than a 50-50, 51-49 percentage. Like, yeah, okay, I'm with, but it ain't like that. And then so I just struggle
I think
telling
you gotta
somebody who ain't on that who hasn't connected with that yet, that like they're wrong for not doing it, or they're like, I'm going, they gotta like find that, like that, like that's, to me, that's the intimate, unique cycle of life. Because for instance, there's more people that look at us funny when we start talking about programming. Like, we all believe in programming, but what does that mean? And when you talk about out working in the real world, working, and you going to, well, the world is, we all programmed. The program is this, man. You probably ain't fit to hold on to no 9 to 5 job long, even though we all believe that the programming is real. But you ain't fit to go out and just be talking about, because you are now the minority when we talk about what society is saying. Society looking at you and going like, fool, who do you think you are? And besides, explain to us what programming you talking about that got, that you are so connected to, and that's manipulated your mind and life so much. What specific program are you talking about? We all know, or we all believe here in this circle, that it do exist. But the point is that trying to explain it in real time, you gonna look like the fool, period. And that's the way today's time is. Now, who knows what might happen 20 years from now, because of social media, things catch up, whatever it is, and they might come to grips with that. Just
Hey,
a lot of other things.
That's fine. If you be better off standing on your square, knowing you standing for something that's right, universally right, than to roll along
that
with
ain't why people do stuff, is for universal
with the masses, and then you fucked around and realize that you going off a dead end. This is being controlled by the motherfucker that's the puppet master, the colonizer.
And when you at work,
your people.
So when you at work,
look like the
there's
fool.
a puppet master.
Hey, I be isolated all the time. I be marginalized all the time. Now, how I get down, because I make decisions. People question, why do you do this and do that? They open up the door for me to explain them and give them knowledge and information. Whether they receive it or understand it is totally on them. Okay. But one thing I know, when you become that change and you stand strong in that square, it don't, like, all that other shit is water under the bridge. So whatever they want to hold on to, they can hold on to.
When we talk about society, when you say they,
then standing in the square that's rooted, then I'm good. And I've touched people. I'm good.
Right.
You see, it don't matter what they think. See, get out of that shit about who to give a fuck what they think about you and how you gonna be. All that matters, you get you right.
But society,
no matter, even if
you better have a job.
If you got money, they gonna think some kind of way about you. If you ain't got shit, they gonna think some kind of way about you. Everyone always gonna feel and think some kind of motherfucking way. Okay?
But there is popular culture
in the frequency of that puppet master I was speaking on earlier. The colonizers, the ones that dictate the tempo of how things are going, the narrative. Okay, that which you know and understand and believe, the choices that have been bestowed upon you to be able to have the illusion that you have free choice, in a sense, within a confined environment like America. Okay,
verbal judo.
Always,
this is better, and the way it's publicized is far better than any other socialist, communist situation that we see, obviously. But within the constructs of this, it's a disguise. It's an illusion.
It started wrong. They can't make it right based on the start.
If you can't see through the haze and wake up out of the stupor, you just follow along with like the rest.
How long you gonna talk about that openly at work though, Mac?
Well, you don't.
I think the thing that it comes down to is I can always talk about controlling what I control. Yeah, and that I can take accountability for that. And that's what I was saying. Like, I can take accountability for the things I do right, the things I do wrong, that I know that I can control. But in terms of passing this on, is that all we got? We control what we control, and then pass this on. We can say what we want. We can influence how we want, and then it's up to them to get it. I'm saying, what can we control? What can we do beyond We know
how we live.
Is that all we got though? Is that it? Like, because
facts are is that you
that
don't
within your
got
control?
control like your kid.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you got control of you.
Yeah, no.
What the facts are, and you can live by your example, and that's it. And so my point is that spending too much time on what the next man is doing, thinking, how they connecting or whatever it is. I try not to spend time on it using a lot of negative energy. For me, this is just my thing, by going, nigga, maybe that motherfucker is still trying to find it. Whatever I think is like right, because I think I'll be right a whole lot. And I'll be going, most people ain't to where my level is on it, on a lot of thinkings, and I go, but there's certain aspects of stuff that I go, I can connect with that because like I have like a passion and a belief that like what IG is talking about, just using eating as an example. I think that that's the right thing. When I look at like Daniel and Haas, and I look at them having marriages and their family, using that as an example, I think that's the right thing. Is all the shit perfect all in either one of y'all's topics, whether it's eating or whether it's a family? No, but for me, I think them shits is the right thing. I ain't accomplished none of them. I ain't married. I ain't eating right. But it don't mean that I ain't on a journey to try to see if I get there. And my personal thing is this: I'll be damned if somebody gonna tell me that I ain't good enough or I ain't whatever the hell enough as I'm trying to figure all this stuff out. Because I'm going, like, if you go to AA class, the first thing that they tell you got to do is what? Admit it. And now once you admit it, then the time to come to grips with making your actions and your words match up. And that's what a lot of people struggle with doing, because that ain't easy. There's a lot of factors and variables in the facts of doing that 100% of the time, all the time. There ain't a lot of people that do that, period.
Well, it's all mental.
That hold themselves accountable to it. Like, to be willing to say I was right or wrong on that. Most people just are willing to roll through whatever the surface of life brings them, and they respond how they respond, and it's always life's fault or someone else's fault. To be able to be accountable to those things, I think is a big step in the process.
But it's all those things you guys talking about in terms of whether you changing your diet, eating right, whether you're trying to get off drugs, whether you try to do something. It's all mental. It's a mental thing that you got to buy in mentally, because what controls your body? Your mind.
Right.
Your mind controls everything. So if your mind gets there, no matter what it is, you can make that switch, but your mind got to be all the way there. If your mind's not there, your body's not going to follow, because the mind is going to dictate everything else your body does. And so if your mind is saying, like Earl said, at 51-49, if 51% is saying, well, damn, I should start eating right, but that 49% is big enough to make you not make the change.
Exactly.
49% is like, that ain't enough. I need some 90-10 for me to be able to be like, okay, I'm gonna make this change. Right. But it's all mental. And once you change your mind, everything else will change.
Because the bottom line is, if you forced in a situation to change, you will. You see?
Right.
So
or you die. No,
why
you
get to that? Because we are afforded the convenience, the illusory convenience of time, and that we have tomorrow and the next day.
That's why I always say you don't live forever.
So we don't understand this thing.
I say that all the time. You don't live forever.
Of urgency. See, urgency.
Let me say this,
Earl.
In the name of,
there's people that die when the doctor tell them quit eating salt, and there's some people that they go to their deathbed
eating salt.
And I'm going,
cigarettes.
Yes, the cigarettes or whatever it is, and I'm going, that is, and now I can't look at that person who died off of salt and go, nigga, you died because you did the wrong thing, man. That is between them and the creator.
Okay, so here's my thing, and this will kind of not really wrap it up, because if you got something to say, let's keep
got about 5 minutes, man.
Okay, yeah, because I gotta go.
Let's kind of wrap this up.
Earl got babies, man. Come on.
Let me hear this. Yeah, let's kind of wrap this up then. Now, going back to the call outs, what are we willing to call each other out on to move us in this group forward a step for whatever topic we willing to say? Now, it may be, all right, we all agree we're not going to do fast food. We all agree we're going to do a workout. We all agree we're going to do a water thing where we agree to drink a certain amount of water. We all agree to eat a certain amount of veggies. What's our call out that we're going to hold each other accountable moving forward to control what we control?
Okay. I think I understand.
I see what you're saying.
Here go my question.
Gotta move it forward.
If you call, like, let's say for instance that you connect with the call out, whatever it is, right? And then you fail. What is the?
We're honest about it.
No. We be honest. I don't got no reason to lie about no water. I'm saying like
I believe that we're all gonna tell the truth. We can.
I'm going like what I'm asking. Is there a general thing? Whether I don't care if it's you put $1 in the pot or
absolutely, I'm with it.
Load 20 push-ups or
absolutely
like something like whatever that is going. But to me, that would make sense because you got to have a what if this don't.
Or when you fail, we fail, we all got to do it. If one of us fails, we all got to do the push-up.
These motherfuckers be just going.
That's if we all agree, though, right?
Hey,
we all got to agree to this, whatever it is.
I can do that.
Here's my call out, and let's see how y'all respond to it. There's a term called lucifrase. I implore y'all to go find out about it.
Spell it.
An mRNA vaccination.
Wait,
I implore y'all to go learn about lucifrase.
Can you text it to us?
Spell it.
No, just text it to us.
Man, it's spelled just like it sounds. Shit, I don't know.
Lucifer.
You can't help it. Text it, spell it, something.
It sound like old pimp from Oakland.
Yeah,
man.
come on, man. You slapping us.
It sounds like two words that you know. Fuck, Lucifer and phrase, like nigga, lucifrase. That you type that in some kind of way, different way, you'll come up with it, man. Be resourceful, shit. Stop fucking. And then mRNA.
Be resourceful, nigga. Spell it. You can't give a spelling. That ain't no extra request. We ain't out of line by saying.
That's how people don't connect.
Spell it. Get out of here with that.
You said MRA or mRNA?
Yeah, come on, man.
Which one? mRNA.
Yes, mRNA vaccination. Okay, just a brief synopsis, man. It don't do what old vaccines do, which was expose you to.
How is this the call out for us for later? Is what I'm curious about. If you tell us,
I dig it. It's a call out to go look up some knowledge.
I'll tell y'all right now what it is.
Huh?
I'll tell y'all right.
What is it?
mRNA is a vaccine.
We already won that one.
Hey,
so all right,
new type of vaccine. Hey.
That's
no.
Hey, mRNA
vaccine. No.
Google it in. Look.
Right
homework.
Tell me what the answer is.
When we come back next week, everybody offers.
What's the next call out?
They found about it.
I think we can all have one.
Oh, is it just
everybody called this week? Don't eat no fast food. Don't eat no salt.
No, but why don't everybody say? What'd you say, Hassan?
Ooh, no.
Everybody
salt.
don't eat no fast food. Don't eat no salt.
You can't get two. You want two?
I can agree with no fast food.
No fast food.
But no, I can't.
You said what?
No salt is gonna be tough. Yeah, no salt is tough. I said no fast food.
Hey, Earl, you can't. Earl got salt in his bag.
Himalayan salt, some sea salt.
Yeah, sea salt. Sea salt.
Lowry. No Lowry.
Mike Lowry.
That's the shit to keep your cheeks fat.
That Mike Lowry.
That's that Mike Lowry right there.
He said that
you got to get some mission. You got to get some Mr. Dash.
He said that keep your cheeks fat.
Hey,
man.
That boy.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I don't know what the call out is, man.
So that's good.
I like the one.
No fast food. Boom.
No fast food because I try not to eat fast food, even though I do sometimes. But it's like no fast food to give for the next 2 weeks.
That's step moving it forward.
And I'll be honest when I eat some, because I'm sure I don't know.
Hey, if you get
so what
fast
we
food,
gonna
just
say?
text the group.
We gonna put What we gonna say? We gonna put some money in, or we gonna put some push-ups or something, or some running or something in. I think we could put like a around the block every time you fail or something.
And we ain't about to police this shit. Come on, man.
We policing ourselves.
Yeah, no,
we
but that's
policing
the
ourselves.
Conversation about guys talking about that's not the. Come on, man. What are we?
That's what the call out is. This is for us.
I ain't finna starve
out is
tonight.
You ain't gonna starve you.
Of course.
I go to
damn about you not eating
I would
no
like
damn
to be able
salt
to
for
believe
1 week, my
that
nigga.
I'm
interested in your lifestyle change.
I would like to believe that I could come.
Man, you can't control the call out. Relax.
We acting like
get our own call out
right now. Like we ain't gonna solve all health issues right today. I want to be able to
we ain't
come
gonna
to y'all and
perfect
go,
right away.
Man, I failed on Friday. Is what I would like to do.
Hey, every time you get fast food, take a picture.
Means I was terrible. If I did Monday through Thursday, great, and then I had a bad Friday. I mean, I just want to. That's the reason why I said it from the beginning. There got to be some type of what if you don't, because acting like we all finna be perfect.
Wrong with that?
Niggas gonna be lying or coming up some more
weird
shit.
That.
Like I'm talking about, like just being straight to yourself, man. Like
so, I mean, that's what it's all for. That's the whole call out.
Hey, nigga, I can tell y'all whatever the hell I want to tell you. At the end of the
day,
I'm going, but
that's why IG. That's why IG.
If we're gonna do it, why do it if it ain't gonna be true?
Right. Hey, ain't nothing wrong at the end of the long week. You drive it home, you need a quarter pounder with cheese. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Make you feel better.
Before you get
but then you gotta come and you tell it, we real about it. And then it might be 25 push-ups or something. Like, what's wrong with that?
Food and send it to the group.
Right.
It might be $1.
Right.
Yeah, we can put $1 in.
Is taco shop considered fast food?
No.
No. Anything that ain't at home. You gotta cook from home.
Oh man,
I can't go to I can't go
cook from home.
Salad restaurant.
Sit down at a restaurant.
Cook from home.
What about the Mexicans on the corner? Having a
that's
food
home.
They be living in their food truck. That is their home.
Go buy the ingredients.
Hey man,
I can't go over my Hispanic partner's house now and go eat.
What do you got most control of? Get the ingredients.
Hey, did I say mine yet?
No.
Nope.
We all did ours.
I ain't
Man,
did mine.
I just got on that water deal where drinking, like I got like this big ass gallon of thing, where it tell you like every couple hours when you're supposed to, drink. Yeah. So my challenge is that everybody drink one of those, man. Like drink a gallon of water a day. That's what I'm trying to work on, and I'm in day right now.
I'll drink.
Y'all calling out stuff on things y'all don't even do, and y'all don't. Come on, man. What are we doing?
Do. I just started it today.
So the steps, man. You gotta let people take their
steps.
Why
was that bad?
You don't do it yet.
That's the point. You gotta let him take them steps, man. That's the point. That's why that's the call out. Now he can be accountable to it. Like if that ain't there, then he gonna keep not doing it.
Hold on.
That's the point. You want him to keep doing that.
I just went and got this.
That's the point.
What is you talking about?
Exactly.
What's that?
I need credit.
We trying to move forward.
Just because
I'm forward.
Brussels sprouts and motherfucking like this is real to me, man.
Is that alarm on it? Is there an alarm on it? Is there an alarm on it?
No, ain't no alarm on it, but it's a big ass jug though.
How do it notify you?
Yeah.
It has markings on it.
No, I don't do them by each hour. I just drink. Yeah, I was done with this whole thing probably like in a few hours, man. It really wasn't that hard to drink a gallon when I really focused on it.
You're going to drink a lot of water.
But I didn't drink a lot.
Right.
I mean,
quit drinking juice and Kool-Aid.
I probably can drink probably 2 of these, to be honest with you. If I
I'm just it's a good.
I don't understand why that was bad though. That's what I'm trying to
because he done did that. He
Yeah, because you good at drinking water. Like man, everybody.
The IG been drinking a gallon of water for 25
been
years.
doing
Dr.
that.
Peppers, man. Like, I mean,
That's what I mean. It's relative. We got to
That's
take.
one of the things
man, you gotta give
at
us
Portland.
a chance,
And we got to
that's
take
one of
them
the things you
steps
learn in
together,
college.
man.
Like,
We
hey,
got to
man,
be
drink this
willing to
water.
do that.
Man,
We got
That's
to.
the only way,
Here
man.
go
took that
mine. Here go
from day
mine.
one.
Here go mine. I challenge us to get at least one fruit, one veggie.
Thank
every
you.
day.
A day?
At least one fruit, one veggie every day.
Deal.
What's yours, Ive?
I've got a word.
I said it.
I
I got a
stop
knowledge
eating
for
out
meat
later.
right now.
knowledge is about
Yeah.
knowledge.
A fruit
Yeah,
and
he
a
gave us the
veggie.
knowledge.
Hassan, no fast food for the week.
Yep. No, I think we done had a very good conversation, man. I think it's a lot of substance in this one. It wasn't as much of a roasting session as the last time.
Yeah. You
I'm
have
always
that
ready for
more.
that.
A lot more knowledge, and it went in a direction I wasn't even thinking. It just kind of went in a way where we could flow with it and pluck a whole bunch of value out of it, man. I appreciate y'all coming on.
Yes, sir.
We got to set up one soon where we can, like, I mean, today ended up being a lot of stuff. We was like, I feel like it was like an interview. We was interviewing Ive on some questions about stuff.
That's cool.
Kind of his journey. So we need to try to get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Either whereas people we know, something about different topics.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always, yeah.
No,
I think I had different topics to talk about that was more on a hoop
Right.
level, more just but it wasn't as deep as with as much substance as where the stuff ended up
because that
going.
like
This
there's
So
is
like
just
what
went with the
it's all
flow.
about right here. This is
And
what
that's
your
the best
idea,
topic.
the sprout of your idea was all about because
Exactly.
it's the organic aspect.
Exactly.
You see,
That's
like
where it
we
went.
can talk sports, we can talk politics, we can talk
Exactly.
spirituality, we can talk diet, we can talk health, we can talk fitness. Like it ain't like it's cool to have
It's
some
a
stuff, but man, when
conversation.
we get together and it can go anywhere. And today was that prime
With
example,
that.
and I think it was real good.
I'm with
Just
that.
from the aspect of it too, we all was you know, everyone was a part of it. Everyone was contributing to it and giving a aspect. No energy, no bad energy. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no one attacking nobody. It's just, you know, we just out here sharing information.
Same
And
way
that's
we
what it's
talk.
about.
The same way we've been talking for years. And like you said, that was absolutely the vision. And that's where I would never want to have to say we got to fit in this box or that box. Even when we was talking about the game, like wherever it goes, like that's the way we talk. And to just get that organic conversation is gonna have some information, some substance, it's gonna have some entertainment, it's gonna have some comedy, it's gonna have some roasting, it's gonna, you know, that's how we've talked for years. And now being at a higher level of awareness and knowledge and vibrations, you know, ain't gonna be nothing but getting better from here. And the vision of the call outs is so we can take these steps together, you know.
Man, I appreciate all of y'all. Man, Haas, I love you, man. D, I love you, man. E Money, I love y'all. I love you, man. I ain't get a chance to tell you congratulations on your new fatherhood, but you know what I'm saying? Definitely congratulations on that, man. I know it's gonna be a path and a journey that you're gonna flourish on. And I just look forward to getting together again with y'all, man. You know, this is
right on.
The best way we can do it, man. It's far overdue. You know, instead of just that one time a summer, a year when you know saying that was
man, it's gonna connect us, man. Keep us
right.
I love it, man.
For sure.
Love y'all, man.
All right,
Much
man.
love
I'll
all the
let
way
y'all.
around.
Boom.
Yeah.
Guys.
Put my tape back on.
Go ahead.